Hi all, this is a representation of my reading piece, The Amsterdam Bos, the Modern Public Park and the Construction of Collective Experience by Anita Perez-Baitia. Anita was born in 1957 in the city of Caracas, Venezuela, and educated at Harvard University School of Design. She's a landscape theorist, teacher, and author. She plays a big role in the renowned visibility of landscape architecture and has written books such as Inside, Outside, and Between Architecture and Landscape, to name a few. The park in question was 2,335 acres based on north of Holland between the city and the residential areas, in which the specific location of the site was built on reclaimed land from the sea. Architect Cornelis van Eesteren and director of the project and landscape architect Jacob Mulder had instantly been faced with issues of drainage, since the land had been reclaimed from the sea. So the project soon adopted a product of productivism, proposing a landscape design as a set of techniques rather than a picturesque creation. This all resulted in one of the first greatest examples of applying modernist form flows function theory in landscape architecture. These techniques had been based on three main components, being drainage, which was tackled by a network of pipes which were 2 meters below ground, which would continuously lower water table for allowing root growth. Secondly, a series of channels was dug out to convey water to the lakes and ponds within the area. Second component was the establishment of a forest for wind protection. This would be constructed via vegetational succession, whereby pioneer fast-growing plants were planted. These consisted of alders, willows, poplar trees, and these would provide shelter for seedlings of the more permanent forest plants and help with drainage. Then the slower growing and more permanent forests consisted of maple, oak, and beech trees, with the third component focused on landscape fabric, which was distributed in a more or less 1:1 ratio with a mosaic-like pattern, with 775 acres of the site devoted to woodlands, 625 acres to open lawn areas, 835 acres to roads and water. This sculptural distribution of land resembled on plan the style paintings with its even distribution and even use of space. The park was incorporated with programs such as rowing, canoeing, water skiing, speedboating, equestrian sports, cycling, trails, winter sports, court games, hockey, football, and meadow areas. With this loose flow, the park surely breaks away from the stereotype of the 19th century of public parks being bogus territory, meaning that an area only being relevant to middle-class personnel. This park was now an area where an individual could exercise his or her intellectual and social freedom. Approval for the park to be built by the Council of Amsterdam was released in 1929, built under the Ages of Unemployment released. It was constructed entirely by man and horse, with little to no aid from machinery. Nevertheless, even before the park was finished, it was seen as a remarkable innovation and was openly admitted on the Royal Institution of British Architects in 1938. The style of the park was one which was hard to name. It was neither box art nor genuine English style landscape. The park was valueless in terms of how it looks, and only made sense if one was to look at how it worked. It's a total paradigm shift from composition of form to process of production. If any objections are had, please feel free to ask the guy next to the screen. Thank you guys for listening.